Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver, and welcome back to the Tuesday afternoon member shoutout. I have decided to start playing League of Legends solo queue ranked, and it's going about as well as you could expect, especially because my main has gotten nerfed 2 patches in a row, and she's getting nerfed again. Every single patch Briar's been involved with, she's either been nerfed or adjusted, and the adjusts are not worth the nerfs. So that's what's been going on with me, and by that I mean it's time for the Tuesday afternoon member shoutout. Thank you for the current level 3 cans of Pinto Bean subscriber, Domina Violetta. The game that you chose in the poll, Disillusion, will be out. The first episode later today. I'm recording that next. And for the 1 can subscribers, thank you, Mathulu, Izander, space, underscore, 581, Bunnychan, space, Faraby, and Horg, space, Japan. Thank you all so much for the support, really appreciate it. And if you want to become a member, you can pay me money a month to do what I'm already doing for free. Thank you so much, I appreciate it. What are your rewards? Basically nothing. I just appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's the reward. You also get your name read on Monday. 100% optional, 100% optional. Cancel anytime, it's alright. Let's see. What do I want to play today? Now, I'm sorry I skipped the episode on Monday for a couple of reasons. I always think that I can do a RimWorld and Little Goody Two Shoes the day of, but the problem is that it's not the fact that the recording session goes on for an hour. Do I want to do Moriko? Hold on, let me look at the thumbnails. Hold on, let's actually get some value from... No, okay, 1 second of... Right. No, stop playing! Halligan's life is pretty drab. Let's take advantage of the cool thumbnail that Bunny Bones made, where we can actually see what characters we played recently. So it was Aiko, Mizuki, and Moriko, and then also Haru. Okay, so let's pick somebody who's not there. It seems like we haven't played a Juri? We could do a little Juri all perks as a treat. A little Juri all perks Tuesday. Now, here is what I'm thinking. Random backstory. And for the old god, I'm thinking Kino. I'm thinking, how about Athiolazath? Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it shrimple as that. Hunted by the Cult, huh? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain about Hunted by the Cult. That's it's pretty relaxing. It's pretty nice. A nice little stroll through the park. So let's get dug in. Let's lock in real quick before we start talking about Briar, because oh boy, do I have a lot of things that I want to say about Briar. But sometimes the train of thought is derailed, and it just crashes, and you're like, oh no, it's horrible, it's a tragedy, but I can't look away, because it's, you know, that's the whole thing. It's like it's horrifying, but it's like awe, like, it has awe to it, you know? You just can't look away. It's a grim event, but you're just gonna watch it. Speaking of grim events, I hate community notes on Twitter. I hate community notes on Twitter, because, like, most of the time, it is just stupid bullshit about, like, it's just stupid culture war bullshit, like, 90% of the time. And then, like, 10% of the time when you click the community notes button, gore! Real life gore! And it's like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that at all. I don't want to see that. But speaking of gore, let's talk about Briar. So here's the deal, right? I really like Briar. She's, like, my favorite League of Legends champion now. I've mained her, and I really, really enjoy playing her. She has been, ever since she came out, she's been a problematic champion, alright? She has been getting nerfed into the goddamn ground. I don't really wanna I guess the seaside is probably where we could preempt it, because we do need to go there. And then we go here, and I'd buy the carpenter hammer if it was there, but it's not, so we're gonna buy the monkey wrench instead. Some sort of tool that you could use for some sort of purpose. So here's the thing. When Briar is a very interesting champion in League of Legends for one specific reason, alright? We're gonna do League talk. It's a League anecdote time. Briar has a Q, which is a, like, quarter-second stun, half-second stun that leaps her to her target. And then she has an E, which is it's a channeled scream, and when she stops channeling, she lets the scream go, and it can knock people into walls if it's fully charged. Does a lot of damage. And then her W and her R. Those are the funky ones, okay? Those are the very, very funny ones. Which is both of these abilities enter her into a rage state. She gets mad. And the thing about Briar when she's enraged is it's actually a self-taunt, and you cannot control her. She actually like an AI takes over for you. And I mean like a video game, like enemy AI sort of thing, right? Like, the AI of Briar plays herself while she's in rage. And the thing about it is that it's very optimal for, like, she attacks perfectly every time. She does, like, optimal movement to get to targets. Kind of. Because she kind of just is in a blood frenzy, and she just runs, right? Like, she literally she runs it down. And it's a really, really enjoyable playstyle because her entire, like, shtick... Oh, God. Goodbye, Kana. We must go to hospital. Her entire shtick... Oh, my God, that's great. Is the balance, and her champion fantasy is this berserker, right? Like, she is she's a weapon that was engineered in a lab, and she is deployed in a combat zone where you do not care if there are any friendly survivors. She goes into a blood rage, everyone there dies. That's the champion fantasy, an unkillable, unstoppable berserker that is just going to run at you and tear you limb from limb. It's an absolutely phenomenal champion fantasy, and it appeals to me because she's got a lot of regeneration, she's got a lot of outplay potential, she's got a lot of skill expression, and I think she's a really neat champion. She's really cool. I think we'll go Sailors, right? Like, I mean, we could go we can go School Scissors, actually. We got Adrenaline early enough in the game that we should be fine. Now, we want it to be Timeline B, but, you know. Timeline A, okay. So, she's got a great champion fantasy, and I love her gameplay. Her gameplay is absolutely fantastic. I love the idea of having to balance the control aspect, where you, the player, are controlling Briar, and then Briar's blood rage, where she just, my boy? Friend? Where Briar just, like, aggressively runs towards you, in which she beelines straight for you. You can 100% guarantee hit your skill shots on Briar when she's enraged, unless she has some sort of way of, like, dodging via, like, her W, if she ulted to get into Blood Rage, and then she W's to, like, dodge something. You know, there's a few ways Briar can outplay people. But, like, it's really, really neat. You know, like, I love the champion fantasy, and I love playing Briar. And the nerfs are not gonna stop me. It's just, it's one of those things that reminds me of how, like, incompetent Riot Games is. And listen, if you're a Rioter, you're used to getting relentlessly shit on, so you're like, it's another day at the office. Oh god, that's so bad. I'm so sorry for saying that. That's so mean. But, like, Briar is a problematic character because she is really, really strong. But the problem with being really, really strong is she's a character who plays herself. So, not only is she good, but she's like, you know, she's a character that plays herself. So if you're in low elo, which I am because I'm bad at the game, people don't know how to play around her, right? Like, nobody knows how to bait her, nobody knows how to play around her. Everybody's bad against Briar. And so it's very easy for me to go into a match and just kind of tear people up because they have no idea what they're doing, right? Because Briar is difficult to counterplay if you don't know, like, how to counterplay her and her Blood Rage. And I make a bunch of stupid mistakes, so I'm still, like, I'm bronze 1. I'm climbing out. I won, like, 5 games in a row. Last play session I did. I'm okay. I'm moving lucrative just a little bit. Yeah, we can... That's a pretty decent hit chance, honestly. But we are gonna have to do this a couple of times, and we're gonna hope that we don't miss. I don't know if I can do this. No. No, you can't risk that. You gotta block again. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I've been having a lot of fun playing Briar. But the problem is that you have a character whose gimmick is that she plays herself. And so there is... Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. She has elements of her that are very easy. You know, like, team fighting as Briar is something that makes sense to me, but, like, I'm not gonna say it's hard, right? Like, I'm not gonna say Briar is hard to play, because the first thing that you really have to grasp is, how do I play around her E? And her rage, right? Because her E cancels her rage, it heals her, it gives her damage reduction, it's great. So I'm not gonna say, like... I'm thinking Ghost Connection. I'm thinking Kino. Yeah, I'm thinking that's peak. She's a very hard champion to balance, basically. And so the only thing that Riot knows how to do is nerf, 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 because they're nerfing her into the ground. And I mean, they've kind of already done that. And the thing is, they can never figure out, like, what they want to do with Briar, because they wanted Briar to be like a bruiser, like tanky, lifesteal, impossible to bring down Juggernaut. But every balance change that they basically made is, like, pushing her to be an assassin, right? Like, her best item, right? Like, she scales with health, right? Like, she scales with her health. So she gets stronger if you buy HP. Like, her abilities get stronger if you buy HP. You heal more. You do damage. I believe you do more damage if you buy health. Her best item is a pure damage item. It's Eclipse. It gives you damage and it gives you cooldown reduction. Like, that's it. I don't really like any of these. I guess we go Flood. I'm not really excited about any of these, though. But yeah, like, literally her best abilities are... her best item is literally just a pure damage item that is... I mean, it's kind of for fighters. It used to be for assassins because it used to have armor pen lethality. It doesn't have lethality anymore. But it's still, like, a really good item for Assassin Briar, and she still can build Assassin, and it still works really well. And her bruiser aspects are just kind of getting, like, worse. Because the problem with Briar is her cooldowns are really long, and so if you're a bruiser and you go into a fight, and the fight is still going on when all of your cooldowns are, like, coming back, you don't really have anything that you can contribute because you have to wait for your cooldowns to come back, right? But for, do we have, no we don't. Probably want to get a couple of allies, just as, like, a treat, for sure. Me and Linguist Ritsu. Do I want to go to the... Do I want to fully heal here? I think we fully heal here, actually. Instead. Although, you can rest twice and get a second person. Get the Theologist for the damage reduction. I mean, we do have a spell we can forget. Also, it's flesh regrowth. Fair enough. That's a pretty good spell to have. And apparently we get to rest again anyways. That's pretty neat. Oh, you can rest 3 times and get 2 people? I think that's only if you get the person at the school on your first try. Now this is a little sketchy. Just a little bit. But what we should be able to do is block. And then... I mean, this is greedy. This is so greedy. That's fine. Alright, so now we're just gonna block, and we're just gonna, like... attack a bunch? This sounds about right. I'm gonna take the risk here. Now I'm no longer gonna take the risk. We're gonna block, and then we're gonna take a risk. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, yes. No, 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 no. I feel an urge to enter the water. How about I don't enter the water? How about I just kill? How about I just power word kill? How about I beat something like that is as tall as a house? I beat that to death with a wrench. Huh? How about I do that, huh? You punk? We don't have any allies. But it would be funny though, right? Or we could just keep stacking damage with different enemy types. That sounds about right. Doomed already? Kinda rocks with our low stats. We have put so many points into strength, by the way. Shoutouts to this game, I suppose. Noisy Nails, Moonlit Sailors. I mean, I guess if we don't have, like, Blood Moon, we can just do Noisy Nails now so the boss is less difficult. We're level 6. We're level 6 with Adrenaline and bonus. Like, we're feeling pretty good. Oh my god, a free spell. +1 knowledge. Oh my god. But yeah, it just feels really weird, right? Because it's like, I think I've talked about this before, but it's just so weird to, like, play Briar and then see how the developers talk about Briar and what they want Briar to be, and then they make choices and decisions that hurt what they say that they want, and then they push Briar towards playstyles that they didn't want, but that's just sort of what ended up happening, right? Like, it's so weird. I think the best way that I can put it, right, is they gave Briar AP scaling on 3 of her abilities, and listen, that's a misplay, by the way, because we've got the stamina guy right here. Probably fine though, right? Yes, we're completely fine. We're okay. So they did this really weird thing. Sure, I like discipline. They did this really weird thing where they gave her ability power scaling, magic damage scaling, a physical character. They gave her magic damage scaling on 3 abilities. And they're pretty decent ratios. It's like 60%, 80%, stuff like that. That's like not bad. And so it turns out that a character who heavily relies on her cooldowns and is very vulnerable when she doesn't have her cooldowns would really like to have an item that gives you 2.5 seconds of invulnerability. And so I heard about it because there was like a Briar mid-main who hit Challenger, which is the highest rank outside of like being a pro player. And they hit Challenger, and they would buy as like a 4th or 5th item a Magic Hourglass, which is an ability power magic damage item that lets you go invincible for 2.5 seconds. You go into stasis, you can't do anything, right? And I looked at that, and I'm like, they're cooking. And they are. I'm building it as, like, my 4th item, like, every game now. And most games don't usually last that long. But if they do, let me tell you, that shit is cooking. Like, okay, does it give you that much more damage on your abilities? Not really. But the thing about it that's so, like, powerful, I suppose you could say... I want to see the Juri tattoo. I'm totally down. Oh, hell yeah. Now, we do have fetid fumes, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Just gonna have to rely on our overwhelmingly strong... This is discard 2 items, but how about I don't? What if I just fought the boss, huh? You punk? What if I just threw hands? What if Juri just threw hands? What if she just killed you? What if she just beat you to death? We are gonna have to block the first attack here. That's a little scary. And so, I don't know, it's just weird. I would not recommend ever playing League of Legends if you haven't played it. Because it's a... Like, here's the thing. It's a fun game, and it gives you a lot of experiences that you can't experience in other games, right? Like, League of Legends is a hype game to play. But the fact that you literally have to put, like, hundreds of hours into it, you have to play, like, 100 games on a single champion to even get, like, a basic idea of, like, whatever the hell you're doing. The fact that you have to do something like that is ridiculous, right? Like, the fact that that is to be expected, like, oh yeah, just play 100 games of your champion. It's extraordinarily inaccessible. The only way you're ever getting into League of Legends is if you have a friend who is, like, holding your hand the whole way. And, like, League of Legends is, like, a toxic oh my god, it's Riot Games. Like, League of Legends is a toxic experience, and it's a toxic game. It's not very good at all. I wouldn't recommend it under any circumstance. It's not good. But if you're like me and you're already trapped in it, you know, you have to deal with this very annoying stuff from Riot, where it's like, we want Briar to be a bruiser. Meanwhile, Gore Drinker is gone. Yeah, I'm still upset about that. And so what do you do with Gore Drinker gone? Well, you could build bad bruiser items, or you could build the absolutely disgustingly overpowered items that are just insanely broken and do the most damage on your team and get 20 kills. And, like, die, like, 3 times. Right? Like, you can just do that. You just casually do that. There's not much that the enemy team can do to stop you. But she's one of those characters that, like, in high elo, people know how to deal with her, so she's not really a problem. But in low elo, she's a problem, so that means she has to get nerfed into the ground, which is very upsetting. Knowledge, we're good. Strength, we're good. Dexterity, Charisma, -3, -2. You hate to see it. But, you know, what if I just simply did not care? What if I just simply did not care, huh? Just heal past any reasonable threshold, 58% on the horror meter. We were 30% on the horror meter earlier. Can you believe that? What a game. What a run as Juri. What an incredible Juri moment. This is probably one of the best Juri runs we've ever had, to be honest with you. I don't even know what this is, nor do I care. I don't know, bloated teacher? Who cares? It does not matter. It doesn't even matter for the horror meter. That's how much of a run this was. We could get +10 on the horror meter, just casually. It doesn't matter. Juri ain't getting eaten today. She's not getting eaten by the Gru. Ugh. We were a little bit too slow. The Sonic Brawl taunt echoing in my head. You're too slow! You hate to see it. Is it Pokidoku time? I think it might be Pokidoku time. I think we might be booting up the Pokidoku. I think it's time. Now, are we gonna get a 9x? No. I don't think we're gonna get a 9x. Grass fighting? I want to say, like, that one Pokemon is a grass fighting. Is it, like, the I don't think it's Shaman's... I don't think it's Shaman, but I remember there's, like, some grass fighting type. I think if I saw it, I would be like, yeah, that's the one. But I don't think I'll, like, get it off the top of my head. Like, I don't think I'll remember the name. So how about grass flying? That should be a Tropius, right? Correct. Flying monotype. Difficulty level impossible. Grass starter. No, you mean first partner Pokemon? You know, I gotta rep Chikorita. Starter monotype. Well, I'll rep Piplup. I like Piplup. Starter Paldea. Over my head. How the hell am I supposed to know this? What's the most recent game? Scarlet and Violet? Is that the Weed Cat? Weed Cat. Ah, crap. Meow. Do what? Iron. Iron. Roaring. No. Wind. Cinderace is G-Max. So that's Sword and Shield. I don't think that's Paldea. Greninja Ash. Fighting Paldea. Isn't that just the Ursula thing? This one? Nope. Okay. Monotype fighting. Machop. Monotype flying? This is difficulty level impossible. I have no idea what the hell could just be a mono flying type. Skarmory maybe? No, no. I was thinking of this one. That's not a... Okay. Grass fighting. Terra... No, it's not Terrakion. It's definitely Cowboy Hat Caterpie. Real and true. Fluttermane? It's not Sceptile, right? Oh, wait, hold on. Shiftry? I don't remember how to spell it. I don't remember how to spell Shiftry. Oh, it's right there. That's not a fighting type? Is it dark? Sceptile, maybe? I don't know the type of my own lads. Iron Hands. Hands is a fighting type. Breloom is a fighting type? And listen, I was never gonna get Tornados. Okay, yeah, I was never gonna get any of this. Tornados Therian, Tornados Incarnate, Corvusquire, Rookidee, no way. Absolutely not. Sprigatio, Quaxley, Fuecoco. Those are the Paldea ones. I'm glad Iron Hands throws hands. That's a good thing. Iron Jugulus is a flying type? For some reason, I was gonna bet that was Darker Dragon, but, you know. Well, you know, that was a much more disappointing performance than the Juri run. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Have a good one. Bye.